Welcome back to our discussions of MySql. Today we're going to look at some simple examples of the SQL select statement, which again is the SQL read statement. Read data from the database. So I'll log in, and then it'll give us a query window that's already connected to the database because the lightning bolts are highlighted or active. I'm going to close this, and we're going to start from scratch. So I'm going to hit this button here. This will give us a SQL script window that's connected to the database. So I'll do the simplest select statement that SQL allows. Select two plus two, and run that. Notice there's no table selection here. It's simply an expression here. So if SQL understands the expression, it'll run it, and it outputs it in form of a table. To everything, SQL to everything is a table. Table on input, table on output. It really is a single-purpose programming language having to do with database tables. The MySql dialect here is a little bit unique in allowing this. So most versions of SQL demand the table selection on the select statement. And that'd be, of course, the way you'd want to use this because you're interested in reading table data when you go to SQL. So this is a little bit of a quirk here in MySql. Let's take a look at the manual here. So I have a table here. This is the MySql reference manual. And this is a common way not only to read this SQL syntax, but this is a common way to express computer syntax in general. So I think it's worth spending a little bit of time with. So we'd see the select statement here, and these are individual clauses then that follow it. They're in brackets. Brackets indicate typically optional. If you see a group within curly braces, that means it can repeat more than one. Brackets mean optional, curly braces mean repeat. So we see the select, and everything's optional here. All the clauses are optional. We're going to go through most of these options, by the way, as we study the select statement. So from this table, by the way, this is ordered, so they can't be in arbitrary order. From table, and that's what you normally use, and we'll look at it next, but it's optional here, and that's the way we've used it. We've done select, and then a select expression follows these optional clauses here, and the select expression is all we've done. Because this is not in brackets, it's required to have a select expression. So you can't just have a select statement with nothing. You have to have a select expression. And then this syntax here, comma, select expression, ... means a select expression, followed by a select expression, followed by a select expression, comma separated. So following that syntax, I now know I can do this as well. That's just one expression following another. So, syntax, reading it, that's the basics of it. And we've seen the example of this select statement with no table. So I'm going to enter another command in the next line. This time I'm going to select a table. Select, and I want to open up classic models here. I will look at here. Customers, select, star, from customers. Okay. That should be legal according to our syntax. Let's run it and find out. We'll run the entire thing. So we see this, and we have an error here. Selects from customers. Table AdventureWorks customers doesn't exist. So we look over here on the left-hand side here, and we look at our schemas, and we notice AdventureWorks is in bold. That's the default schema, remember, in Workbench. So notice that first when you get this error. Notice this first, and you can simply make this the default schema. The other way you can do it, we'll see next, is fully qualifying the table name or using the use statement at the top of the script. All of that will fix that problem. And I'll do all examples of that. So select star from customers. So this is the special select syntax that says everything. Every row. Not comma delimited, every column. And because we're not limited on rows, every row. So this is the entire table. Columns and rows. Now let's see if we have a selector list. Select. Well, what would come next? The column name. So I'm looking right at column names. So that's convenient. Customer number, and I'll pick contact last name from customers. Okay, classic models is already our default schema, and it will stay that way. And now I'll run this statement here. We'll run all three queries actually, and we have all three here. So here's our original 2 plus 2, 2 times 2. Everything to SQL is a table. Tables in, tables out. Here's everything from customers, all the columns. And here's the selected column list that we gave it in the very last query. Customer number, customer last name, and that would match up with the data here as well. But notice here, 122 rows returned. So so far, we'll look next at how to constrain and select a subset of rows. But for now, every row, and you can see that this is every column, every row. This is these two columns, but still every row. So the next time, we're going to take a complete look at everything we're going to study in the select statement, and then we'll start drilling down into those individual clauses of the select statement that make it such a powerful statement. See you next time.